All right, counsel, have you had an adequate opportunity to review the pre-sentence report and the sentencing information with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Additions, corrections, or deletions?
I have no additions, corrections, or deletions at this time, Your Honor.
So you believe we have accurate information on which to base sentencing?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Belay, what do you have on behalf of a victim or the people?
Your Honor, I believe you received Mr. Stone's letter, is that correct?
I did.
And he is not, we do not expect him to be here today, and I haven't seen him yet today. So we would ask the court follow the agreement here. As I indicated at the time of plea, I did talk with Mr. Stone prior to offering the plea agreement in this manner, which certainly could have been much more substantial, but he was agreeable to this, and I believe that the recommendation is in accord with our agreement. I'd ask you to follow it.
Okay. All right. What do you want to say on behalf of your client?
Thank you, Your Honor. I will be brief. This matter was negotiated to a no contest plea based on the facts and circumstances, Your Honor. I would note for the court that my client's criminal history is sparse. She only has 2 prior misdemeanors. This is her first felony, Your Honor. We would simply ask the court to follow the agreement as put on the record.
All right. Ms. Switzkovitz, is there anything that you want to say to the court before sentence is imposed?
No, sir.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to file the agreement. I think an argument could be made that the reduction, the sentence agreement is not enough. You can clearly gather from just what the court has, which is a transcript, a PSI. Court doesn't have the benefit of police reports, that you really butchered Mr. Stone. And I can't think of a better way to put it. And I'm also disturbed with that kind of behavior, that your description says that, well, you stick with this theme of protecting your kids. And I don't buy that at all, but you don't think that prison is appropriate for protecting because you need to protect your children and advise you'd already done a lot of time. That's another way of saying that you're not responsible for anything, which is fine if you buy that and that you've got an agreement, and I'm going to follow it. But I think it's worth noting that this whole idea of protecting your children just rings hollow when I've read about the facts and circumstances here. You have 2 very young children there. Apparently you have 2 older children. These are described as toddlers, I thought. And you are on, I lost track, how many drugs you were on that day, how many drugs Mr. Stone was on that day. And I'm going to hope it's because of the drug use. When we talk about protecting our children, here's a man that you moved into your house after having met him just a week or 2 earlier, openly having sex with him in your house, even though we're worried about protecting our children, having sex with him involved with all kinds of drugs. So we're just introducing strangers to our children and then claiming at the same time we've got to protect our children. That really doesn't make a lot of sense to me at all. Maybe some of that's just moral arguments, but at the end of the day, when you live that sort of lifestyle, then you probably shouldn't wonder how you end up in situations like this, which is going to be a prison sentence, even though you don't agree with it. Ma'am, I'm required and I will impose $68 in state costs. I'm required and I will impose $130 crime victim rights assessment. And I just want to note that, oh, there it is. It's on 1. There's also a $60 DNA testing fee. There's a fine of $500, court costs of $550. And pursuant to your agreement, court's going to impose a minimum prison sentence of 19 months with the Michigan Department of Corrections to statutory max of 10 years. You will receive credit for 363 days that you have previously served. Ma'am, you do have a right to seek appellate review of the sentence, and if you'd like to do that, you have 21 days from today's date to make that request. If you want a court-appointed attorney to assist you, you have a broader window of 42 days. So 21 and 42. Anything else from either side?
Nothing wrong.
I think she should. Did that form come over there for her to sign, that her appeals right?
It did. It's right here. Yeah, date and initial there. go.
All right, if there's nothing else, I'll conclude, man.
Thank you, Your Honor.